Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all my wonderful and juicy and delicious little subscribers out there. And how I love you all so, and I hope that you're all super duper well, super duper wonderful and super duper delicious, and that life is treating you oh so deliciously wherever you are in the world. So what do we do? 3, 2, 1. Beam me up, my juice little lads. Thank you, little lads. You're delicious and bright. Now then, so much love to you all, my delicious little babies. Now, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to any passers-by. And I hope that you too are having a super duper and delicious time wherever you are in the world, okay? So, much love to you all, my delicious little babies. Now then, if you do enjoy the video today, if you could please click on the like. For those of you, please feel free to subscribe. And if you'd like to comment, that's also welcomed. And thank you. The weather in our neck of the woods in the old UK, well, it's not sun shining. It was earlier. It is still rather cold, okay, but that's just in my part, okay. It could differ in other parts of the old UK, okay. And at the moment it appears to be rather dry, okay. Now then, so let's kick this off. So we got the ULEZ in Trafalgar Square in London, in our old UK, okay. And what it is, they're saying, I've watched some footage on this My Delicious Little Babies, which I have. So I've been watching some footage, and yes, I mean, you know, they've got a crowd there. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? Yes. And of course, you know, what they've been chanting in parts, because I've only seen a little part, My Delicious Little Babies, okay. You know, to get rid of Sadiq Khan in London, okay. And well, the reason why My Delicious Little Babies is simply because, you know, if somebody's there, they're there to do a job, okay. And it appears very much to me, My Delicious Little Babies, that he does not seem to be doing a very good job. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes, all he's trying to do is, you know, on orders, okay. He's just a screw flipping ka-ching, pound, shilling, pence, dollars and change out of his men and women out there. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes, which of course, you know, they've been doing this in Birmingham as well, and in other places of the old UK. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes, but it's you know, ultra low emission zones. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes, I mean, you know, you imagine somebody's got to go and work. I've said this before and I'm saying this again, you know, then you've got to keep paying these charges. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes, what's the point in going out to work? You're just going to be constantly flipping ripped off. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes. And of course, like I said on another video of mine, in Birmingham, you know, where I live, in our neck of the woods in the old UK, well, I mean, you know, there's 50,000 who refuse to pay a fine. You know, simply because, why should I have to keep paying to go or to get through somewhere? Do you see what I mean? To drive through? Well, you shouldn't. But of course, we all know where this is coming from. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes, because they rule all the governments all around the world. Circle, circle, circle. Do you see what I'm saying to you, my delicious little babies? So yes, I mean, I'm pleased that they're doing a protest, which I am pleased about. I'm pleased that they're doing that in our old UK. But of course, I mean, when you look at, because I've been talking about France as well, okay, but when you look at France, I mean, it's gone past the point of no return at this moment. Yes, do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes, because you see, you got the putrid governments, that flipping little flipping Macron, that little weasel. Do you know what I'm saying to you? Yes. And well, you know, and he's got his, you know, and his old bill. So it's a government against the man and woman in France. I mean, God bless them. Do you know what I mean? And some of them, God bless them, are really taking a flipping beating, you know, from the old bill in France. I mean, it's flipping, they would go flipping wicked what they're doing. But I said before, and I'm going to repeat it again, at the end of the day, right, these old bill, no matter where they are in the world, right, they've got to remember something here, and remember it flipping good, okay, because their time is coming. Do you see what I'm saying? I'm not, you know, that's not a threat or anything like that. I'm just saying that I can well assure you now, my delicious little babies, yes, that what they've done is not, there we go, for I even say it, sorry, is not justified what they're doing. Do you understand what I mean? It's not justifiable at all. But the thing is, they're going to be making so many enemies, my delicious little babies, yes? So they need to start flipping remembering, and remembering flipping damn well good. There we are. So like when we look at our protesting in our neck of the woods in the old UK, well, the fact of the matter is, my delicious little babies, that we just look like little kittens. There we are, compared to what's going on in France. Do you see what I'm saying to your delicious little babies? Yes, and I feel so sorry, which I do. So sorry for the poor French. There we go. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes. I mean, you know, there may not have been between the UK and France, you know, if we go back decades. Do you see what I mean? It may not have been what I would call, you know, always on good terms, shall we say. Do you understand what I'm saying? But I flipping feel sorry for them. I mean, they're a fellow man or woman like myself. Do you know what I mean? You don't want the old Bill coming up to you and beating you with batons and things. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes? They're flipping wicked what they're doing. Do you see what I mean? But like I say, there'll be others who do not forget anything. There we are. Do you see what I mean? They will not forget this, I tell you. But of course, in France, they want Macron out. Do you see what I'm saying to my delicious little babies, yes? And of course, you know, in our neck of the woods in the old UK, well, you know, we want flipping Kermit the Frog, flipping, what's his name, little frog? Flipping hell, he's flipping, what's his name now? You know, our, who wasn't elected, you know, oh gosh, what's his flipping? Rishi Sunak, yes. So we don't want him in either. Do you see what I'm saying to your delicious little babies, yes? No, so that's what's going on there. So please, can everybody say their prayers, please and thank you for the French right now. There we are, and what they're going through. I mean, none of this should be happening. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes, but this is what you get for the putrid governments, okay? Now then, so in America, so changing the subject now, there's, you see, what it is, there's some schools in America, yes? And what they're doing is that, what is it they're saying now? Just seen this other short video this morning. What is it that they're saying? That, you know, that to do with parental rights and things like that, yes? That really, what this basically means, yes, is that, that the parents of young bairns, yes, or adolescents or anything like this, right, that they shouldn't have parental rights. Okay, my delicious little babies? And that, that the bairns are not the parents, okay? Now, if we look at, you know, if we go back and we look at like our, there we go, our birth certificates, okay? Now, what our parents never knew, and what I never knew at the time, my delicious little babies, yes, because we're going back many, many, many years, yes, is that when you have your birth certificate, yes, well, you know, the thing is, I mean, I've known this for some years now, but what I'm trying to explain, it's not what I'm trying, it's what I am explaining, yes? It's, you see, because we would, for those of us who went and got our little babies registered, okay, my delicious little babies, well, well, what it is, you see, is that really, and without our knowledge, that, well, that, you know, really, that the social services could just come and take your bairns, there we go, your babies or your bairns whenever they feel like it. Do you see what I'm saying? But of course, none of us was told this, and for the small amount who did know about it, do you understand what I mean? Well, they went to, and this isn't swearing, my delicious little babies, they went to flipping Ellenbach, because it was only a small amount, right? And this was going back years ago, and in our UK, and they were refusing to get the little baby registered. Oh, you should have seen the flipping hell that they had for it. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes, but that's why, you know, for them to take control. So when others out there are looking at these social services as being nasty, yes, well, they're not so flipping nasty. Do you see what I'm saying to you, delicious little babies? Yes, and of course, in, you know, parts of America, you know, like the teachers, like, you see teachers, right, so correct me if I'm wrong, my delicious little babies, yes, Well, they're there to teach, aren't they? My delicious little babies, yes. Not to be sort of saying things like, oh, you know, well, this is our secret and you mustn't tell. Do you understand what I'm saying to you, yes? So, in other words, trying to brainwash the little bairns, there we go, in a different way. Do you see what I'm saying to you, yes? But at the end of the day, so this is going on. But as far as I'm concerned, you know, our bairns, our little babies, children, well, they're ours, aren't they? Do you see what I'm saying? But they want to flipping claim everything and all the things that's gone on, you know, over the decades. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes, been some wicked things going on. And even in America, I mean, look how many, God bless the beautiful dear little souls, little bairns, children, have gone missing. I mean, what was it? Is up to, is it 800, yeah, 800,000? Well, where'd they disappear to? Do you see what I'm saying to you, little babies? I have my suspicions, but I will not say on the video. Do you see what I'm saying? Well, actually, I know what's been happening more or less. Do you see what I'm saying? There we are. So, you know, but it's best for me not to mention it. So I'm not saying anything, my delicious little babies out there to, you know, to upset anybody. Do you understand what I'm saying? Yes, but this is a fact of the matter. Yes, what's been going on. And then when we look at our UK and we look at the social services here, do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes, I mean, they were just taking the bairns off the parents. I mean, it was lethal in flipping America. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes, flipping wicked what they do. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes, but this is the truth of what's going on, my delicious little babies. And this is why, you know, others really, I mean, I'm so glad that we got more who are now waking up, yes, you know, waking up to things, yes. And of course we need more, God bless, yes. But the fact of the matter is, these are the things that have been happening. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes, when others are just walking around like, you know, like nothing's happening. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes, there's flipping plenty that's flipping damn well happening in the world. Yes, there is. Now, sorry, excuse me, change the subject now. Talking about, now this is another thing, right, that I want to discuss. And I've seen this, when was it, a few years ago now, right? Oh, sorry, excuse me, let me just please have a sip of my coffee, please, and thank you. Well, you know, like, because you got the Chinese, you know, I mean, anyway, I've got nothing against the, you know, Chinese population, bless you, understand what I mean? Yes, it's all right, my lads, we're having a party. Well, you know, you got others, you know, like these little inventors, yes? So I do not like mean or wish to be too personal here. Anyway, I'm just explaining, yes? Well, what it is, it's like they make these, how shall I put it? They make these dolls, you know, life-size dolls. Do you know what I mean? And then what they do is, well, the men who are into that sort of thing, if you know what I mean, right? Well, rather than have a real woman, which I suppose, you know, not being nasty or anything, but I suppose when you take a look at some of these men, well, I suppose you can understand why. That's not being nasty ones, little babies, right? But this is actually big business, big ka-ching, and you can pay flipping grands for one of these dolls. And the doll, and what the idea is that, I mean, honestly, my delicious little babies, seeing it is believing it. There we are. You'd have to see it to believe it. There's no joke. I swear down, right? And what they do is they sit this doll, the men, yes, who go and purchase these dolls, yes? And they sit the doll down next to them, right? And this doll can, like, talk to you, can communicate, right? And then there's the way that the dolls have been made, yes, is that, well, you know, with their boobies and the lower region, okay? And then these men can, well, shall we say, relieve themselves, there we go, relieve themselves with the doll. And the thing is, they do not want to have a real woman. Now, I was watching it. It was over a few years ago now. And I was watching it. I'm pretty sure. Where did I see it on? Was it BitChute or something? Yes. And what happens is that they say they do not want a real woman. That's what these men said. You know, they didn't want a real woman. They just wanted one, you know, and she sits there, or, you know, he would put her on a chair. Do you know what I mean? And then, like, she'd be watching the television with him. Do you see what I'm saying? Yes. But he's not talking to, well, a real woman. My delicious little babies. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes? So, I mean, what I'm really saying to you is, my delicious little babies, yes, is that this is what is going on in parts of the world. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes, I mean, it's like me, right? If I wanted a boyfriend, right? Well, I wouldn't spend ka-ching to get a doll to sit next to me. What the flipping hell's all that about? Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes. But the way that these men were explaining it, okay, is that, well, the thing is, the doll doesn't answer them back. You know, like, you imagine a woman, like someone like me, I would flipping answer back. Do you understand what I mean? But what I'm saying is that, you know, so they can control their dolly, is what I'm saying. Do you see what I mean? So, and she'll just do, well, I suppose she's there as a doll, isn't she, to, you know, for them to do what they want to do. Do you see what I'm saying to you, my delicious little babies, yes? But yes, apparently, my delicious little babies, ka-ching, flipping big business, big time. And even the ones who, because it's a woman actually, and she's the owner of, you know, these, you know, to get these dolls and that. Do you understand what I mean? And of course, you know, apparently it just couldn't make them quick enough. Do you see what I'm saying to you, my delicious little babies? So I'm not too sure, you know, to have my lovely male subscribers out there, yes? God bless, yes? Well, you know, not in that way, my delicious little babies, you know what I mean, yes? Well, I'm not sure what you would think about it. I mean, would you prefer a real woman? You know, for those of you, because obviously everybody has different, shall we say, preferences. You know, some may like women, some may like men, you know what I mean? So I didn't mean it that way, my delicious little babies. So, but the point is, with those of you out there, my delicious little babies, so it's just a question really, would you prefer to have like a doll sat next to you, whether it's a man doll or a woman doll, or would you prefer the real, there we go, would you prefer the real thing? Because I know if it was me, my delicious little babies, okay, well, you prefer the flipping real thing, don't you? You don't want to sit there and flipping, you know, I wouldn't want to talk. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? Flipping crackers, isn't it? But this is the world, my delicious little babies. This is the world, there we go, that we're in. Do you see what I mean? But you wouldn't say, I mean, actually, I haven't looked on YouTube to see if there's anything like, do you see what I mean? I think it was usually, you know, when I looked at it way back, it would have been on, I'm pretty sure BitChute. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was BitChute. I've seen it on, yes, but we're going back now. But I just sort of mentioned it. For some reason, it came into me old noddle, and I just thought I'm just going to mention it, yes. But I mean, really, if you're going to have something like that, I mean, I know that, well, you know, everybody has a different lives, don't they? But to me, you wouldn't just want to be in your home with just sitting talking to a flipping dolly all day, would you? Do you see what I'm saying to you, my delicious little babes? I just think it's rather odd. But these dolls, because they're like life size, yes? Like a life-size woman or a life-size man, yes? Well, they've got all the bits there, you know, so that your men there, yes, well, they can do different things. If you get what I'm saying. You know, not wishing to be rude or anything, but flipping holes in different places. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes? And these dolls, no word of a lie. Yes? I flipping swear down, no joke, right? I mean, they even, how can I put it? Sorry, I was delicious babies, I'm not touching myself, right? But they even have these where apparently they're softer. Do you know what I mean? It's like... what the idea was, whoever invented these, yes, was to make it feel, say, for man's, you know, right? Well, to make these little robots, like, to feel like a real woman. And even, like, to make, you know, noises. Do you know what I mean? They can, like... Honestly, this is no joke, my delicious little babies. You know, it's like they can program it, the dolly. Yeah. And I'll tell you what, and like I said, it costs flipping grands. Do you know what I mean? But apparently it's big business, but you wouldn't think it, would you? So it just goes to show that, you know, say for example, you could see someone walking down the road, yes? Well, one would never know what their fetish is, would they? My delicious little babies, yes. Oh, and you'd be quite surprised as well. I was talking about this yesterday, you know, with my beautiful and delicious dear little friend Cass. We just got on the subject, yes, because we have lots of different talks about different subjects and things like this, yes. Well, years ago, there was someone who I knew, and by the way, not like, do you get me? No. He had a fetish with fur. My delicious little babies. Do you know what I mean? I mean, but I am going back like about 3 decades ago. I said, well, fur. He said, yes, fur. So I said, well, what is it that... I had to ask my delicious little baby. I said, what is it that you like about fur? And what he's saying is, he liked the feel of it. Fur. You know, like to even wrap himself up in fur. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Delicious baby? I mean, to me, I suppose really, you never know. I suppose, unless you got a certain type, I'd say. Right? A certain type. But you'd never know, would you? But it certainly makes you think, you know, like you say, if you're walking down the road or anything like that, and it does make you think, you know, like, say if you like look at somebody, right? Not in that way, my delicious little babies, no, right? But say if you look at somebody, you think, oh, I wonder what he's in, what he's into, what he does. Do you know what I mean? It's certainly, what I'm saying is, it's certainly, there we go, opens your flipping eyes, you know. Do you know what I'm saying to you? Yes? I mean, things that we would not, you and I, my delicious little babies, be into, but for others, they're into all of these kind of things. Do you know what I mean? Well, I suppose. Well, I mean, at the end of the day, I suppose if it's behind closed doors, do you understand what I mean? As long as they're not harming anybody else, okay? Then I'm sure there's nothing wrong with that. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes, but for you and I, my delicious little babies, well, I mean, to be honest, you know, none of that sort of thing would be my cup of tea. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes. But I remember even asking your man there decades ago, I said, so when you got, because he had a girlfriend, like, yes, but they're into this, what is it? You know, this kind of, shall we say, role play, because I knew his missus as well, yes, and they're into this kind of role play. And even going and, what's it called, these swingers as well. Do you know what I mean? Like, you know, he would enjoy to watch his girlfriend, there we are, with other men. Do you know what I mean? See, my only thing in this, right, about anything like this, my delicious little babies, right, the way I see it is, if that's an open relationship, right, or say if somebody wanted an open relationship, then that is the kind of things that they'd be doing, yes? But, you know, if you're in a relationship, I know myself personally, if I met my Mr. Wonderful, yes, and he come out, there we go, and he come out with a crack like that, do you see what I'm saying to you? I'd show him the flipping door. Do you see what I'm saying, yes? And what she didn't bang his head on the way out. Do you see what I'm saying to you, yes? I always say you live and let live, okay? I mean, I'm not talking about anything like the dirty men out there. Do you understand what I'm saying? Yes, I suppose you can get some dirty women as well, yes? But what I'm saying is that if you're with somebody and you're in a relationship with somebody, well, I wouldn't want to see my boyfriend in a swingers place and having sexual intercourse with other women. I mean, I'm not too sure what others get out of it. Yeah? I've just no idea. Because to me, it's not my kind of thing, but I'm convinced with this, right, which I am. We have a party. I'm convinced, my delicious little babies, that I do not feel that this would really be the woman's idea. I would usually say it's the men. You know, and then they talk the girlfriend or the wife into it, yes. Do you see what I'm saying to my delicious little babies? That's my belief, anyway. I mean, for those of you out there, my delicious little babies, you know, you may disagree, but that's the beauty of life, isn't it? I'm just a woman with a view. And, you know, whatever's on my mind, I'll just speak about it. But no, I do not agree with things like that myself. Do you know what I mean? I mean, some get along super duper wonderfully. And even for that couple decades ago. Do you see what I mean? It's like they were sort of, well, into that sort of thing, if you know what I mean. Do you see what I mean? So, but of course, you know, I let them know, you know, I didn't want to be no flipping participants in anything. Do you know what I'm saying to you? Yes, because sometimes they can do that as well, you know, they come up and they talk to you. Do you see what I mean? To see, there we are, to see whether you're into this kind of thing. Do you see what I mean? So you have to be very careful, but on this occasion, no. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes, but yeah, but she, you know, and she'd wrap her boyfriend up in fur. Yeah, all sorts of, yeah. Just, you know, I don't know why I've even got on to all this, but little babies. I really just do not. It's just, I suppose it's just the strange things in the world, isn't it, that go on, yes. Do you see what I mean? That, like, for most of us, we would just, you know, not even entertain anything like that. But I think it just takes a certain group, there we are, I would say. Do you see what I'm saying? Now, anyway, changing the subject, and this is finally. Well, I was listening, because I'm sure for most of you delicious and beautiful little babies out there, yes, that you would have heard about this, me lads, we're having a party. I don't know what's happening with my lights, you know. You know Elon Musk? Well, anyway, and he, because I don't trust anything anyway. Do you understand what I'm saying to my delicious little babies, okay? Because I've talked about, you know, other things to do with Elon Musk anyway, and I just do not trust anything. Anyway, but the point is, he was talking to, you know, somebody from the BBC. So for some of you delicious little babies, you will know about this, but for others, delicious little babies will not know about this, okay? But what it is, my delicious little babies, is that, well, he was asking your man there questions, Elon Musk was, right? And I've got to say, you know, even though, you know, I do not have any trust, not in Elon Musk and not in, do you understand what I mean? Okay? But I did have to say that, well, really, he tied your man there, the one who worked for the BBC, yes, he tied, there we go, tied him up in flipping knots. Do you see what I'm saying? Yes, he was just asking simple questions, but he was not really getting a simple answer, if you know what I'm saying to you, yes, because really your other man there was struggling to answer. Do you see? And it's to do with this old COVID. Do you see what I'm saying? She wants a little babies, yes? So, yeah, I mean, I'm sure that for most, they would have seen this interview. But, you see, the thing is, with the BBC, like I say, because it's been chipped away at you, so you've got less and less now who are wanting to pay the TV licence. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes. So bit by bit, that they are being chiselled. There we go, chiselled away at. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes. Maybe this was a stunt for other things. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes. That was my thoughts. Do you see what I'm saying? She wants a little babies. Of course, it could be right or could be wrong. But again, this all comes out at a certain time, doesn't it? Mad little babies. You see, the thing is with me, because I'm so awake, do you see what I'm saying to my little babies? What it is that I question. Do you see what I'm saying? I'm thinking, well, why is this happening and why is... Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes? Anyway, so that's the video. Nothing more to say right now. There is a lot on the internet, sorry, to do with, because, it's all to do with this digital ID business, do you know what I mean? So there's a lot of talk, to do with the digital IDs, okay? But of course, none of us want a social credit system, like old China. Do you see what I'm saying? No, we are not alike. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes? And we don't want to be told, what to eat, what to drink. Do you know what I'm saying to you? Yes? So we do not want any of this. Do you see what I'm saying? Yes? I mean, I just say, you see, the thing is, rather than have that, I've said it on one of my videos months ago, yes? Rather than have that, I would have said, you're right with this baby, yes, one of my neighbours up the road, okay? I would have said, we just do our own money. Ka-ching, that's what I would have said. Yes? Do you see what I mean? Because I do not see why we should all be forced into this system. Do you see what I'm saying? Yes? And anyway, if we look at cash over the years, and you look at like the corruption and things like this, all it is, they just want to control things, so they can just, pop into your bank and just take whatever they like. Do you see what I'm saying? You piece of shite they are. Do you see what I'm saying? Yes? So that's the video. So yeah, one's really, delicious little babies out there. Please just, and please look on different places. Do you see what I'm saying? Like BitChute and things like this. Yes, so you can, to see, because there are some really good uploaders on BitChute, okay? I mean, you do have your Farfetch'd, okay? Which, of course, you get it on any platform. Do you see what I'm saying? Yes, but you do have a lot of, who are speaking the truth, yes? And this is why they cannot come on YouTube, because they would have their videos removed, okay? Or in some cases, to say a certain thing, well, then they just become deplatformed. Do you see? Okay. Anyway, so that's the video. So please just keep your eyes, please and thank you, my delicious babies. Please keep your eyes open and your ears open. Do you see what I'm saying? Yes, because we cannot have any of this. No. Okay. I know for a fact, my delicious babies. Sorry, right? I do not want anyone flipping controlling me. I mean, if you want to go and buy something with cash, whatever you want to do, you should be able to flipping damn well do it. Not someone say, oh no, well you cannot do that because you've been a naughty girl. Do you see what I'm saying? Yes? You can flipping pay off nicely. Not having none of that, not a liking. Anyway, so that's the video, my delicious baby. So I just wanted to just talk about a few things, but I don't know what made me say it. I've no idea. Okay, I've no idea. But, you know, but if you was to see it, seeing it is believing it, my delicious little babies. You'd have to see it to believe it, okay? Because it's very flipping real. And there's men in the world who are doing with these dolls. Do you know what I mean? It's not just your flipping blow-up ones now. I mean, you're talking these, you know, well, they just look really flipping real. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes. But of course, as we know, well, they're not real, are they? Do you understand what I mean? But anyway, so yeah, these things go on, don't they? Anyway, so that's the video, my delicious little babies. So until my next video, please continue to feel the love. Thank you so very much to those of you out there, my delicious little babies, who even take time to even listen, you know, to my videos, okay? And for any likes, okay? And, you know, for my beautiful and wonderful, delicious little baby subscribers. How I love you all so again, yes? And, yes, so please continue to feel the love, okay? Please give a tap on the back, a shake of the old hand, okay, to some juicy and delicious little family members, friends, or some work colleagues. And please tell them that they're super duper wonderful, super duper juicy, and super duper delicious, and that you love them so, okay? And please take care of yourselves, my delicious little babies, and please try and take care of others as well, because everybody needs help at some time. Yes, even just a listening ear, okay? So until next time, sending you so much love. God bless now. Take care. Thank you. Goodbye.